Please stream it.
Stream the important information to us, Rowan.
Everybody's here. Nobody's missing.
Yeah. Actually, nobody's here.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Get it. Because the name's no.
I hope. What? You're recording? Oh. Music bot is so loud. I have it at like 5% and it's so loud.
All right, Ethan, are you ready to type?
Yes. I'm reading the papers. No, we're both reading the papers.
Because there's also the new. Remember, there's also the new journal.
I know. But I thought, well, okay. I don't know like what I was seeing in that journal when I started to read it. So that kind of like if it seems relevant, then maybe we should delegate. But I don't know what's in that journal. Yeah, the Chronicle events.
A chronicle, one might even say.
So we probably. I think we should probably just stick to the papers. The journal. I'm not sure that the journal is very important as of right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Five total. 4 are the Arcorn journals, and
No,
the
only 3
is
are
Alphonsus's.
Or yeah,
Ethan?
I am sure about that actually.
I don't.
Oh wait, yeah.
Great start. Great start to
Thank
an info
you.
dump session. Great start to an info dump session. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree. I think if we both work together on the papers, now we can get that done quickly. And then one of us can focus on the journal that we found later.
Right. Yes. To like various people.
If I remember correctly, handwriting, the super neat handwriting was from
Not
Callista
Alfonso's.
or whoever wrote the letter to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
The second handwriting was Alphonsus.
Yeah, and the
Then
third is
and then the
someone else.
third handwriting we don't know. We all well, I mean, we technically don't know the first one either. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I.
We know that it correlates with someone who has written to us before.
Yeah.
That is as much as we know about the first one.
Although the letters were always signed Alfonso.
Oh, are you looking for some of the older letters that we got? I know I have some in my.
Yeah, my note taking wasn't that good.
Mhm. Unsexful.
Yeah.
Oh, what Alphonsus probably did is he wrote the letter and then just had someone with nicer
Yeah.
handwriting. It's to write the one that actually gets sent.
And these all seem to be just to us or to various people. Okay.
You lot.
Yeah. So why does it like what does it cite for them being necessary? Um yeah, so like what would they have been theoretically
He
using them for?
wants to know your citations, Rowan. It better be in a works cited page,
Yeah,
MLA
yeah, yeah.
format. You're trying to get.
No, but like what would they have been using it
You
for? Like
don't have a work. You don't have a works cited page. These are pages that were
that's not
torn
what I'm
out of
asking.
books.
That's not what I'm asking. I am asking like what they would have been doing with said alchemicals. The cultists have been doing yeah.
Alchemy.
So it just says they're important.
It's just
Okay.
pieces of paper that give. It just gives information about the thing.
Okay. Okay.
No, Rowan, we're not allowed to think. You have to feed the information to us. Hey, Rowan, what's the solution to this puzzle?
The war,
Yeah, it's not
as
like
in like the the war a long time ago.
a war to end all wars.
Does it mention why they nuked Kaiserday in particular? Do they know what happened leading up to that? Like, was it conquered? Like, was it
Yeah,
was
a
it
war.
conquered or yeah? Well, like
I think wait, are you asking like did enemies of whoever they were fighting take it
yeah.
over so they nuked it?
Hmm. Okay. So it hadn't been taken over. They were just like mobilizing the armies into there, and they're like, yeah, well, here's our solution.
It's like, well, time for the reset button. It's a good first draft.
And does it does it specify who they were fighting and why?
The West just yeah.
Oh,
This is
just
stuff.
just in general. Okay. So so nothing more specific than that.
The Federal Legion civilized G.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Do any of them sort of give away how much longer or how long after it happened these were written? Okay.
Wouldn't it be funny if while Alphonsus is just looking for this information, he just reads through all the books? He's like, "Damn, maybe this Asmodeus guy is kind of bad."
Yeah. Wait a
Just
second. Maybe I've been working for the wrong side.
I think I'm working with the wrong side here. Ascension. It's a little parable about the vision that I had with Nocticula,
Yeah,
where I got the demon lord
and
info
it's
dump.
written from your
And it's just
perspective.
like, I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? How'd they know about this? I've only told 4 people about it.
He is everywhere.
Hmm. What? No, no,
Actually, we wield the shards of rapture.
he only he, he only wielded the shards. he broke the staff
How
a
is that
little bit.
spelled? Seccoth?
No, I think it's Sokoth.
Okay, I'll take care of spellings after that session.
You know what? Google's got me. It spelled it right.
Google don't got me. Google
Kind
autocorrected
of.
twice today, but not.
Google autocorrected Sakoth Benoth. Also, I find it very funny that I have the calendar down at the very bottom of my notes sheet. Every single like Pathfinder month name is not underlined except for Gosrin or Gosrin, however it's pronounced. That one's wrong. But you know, Lamashan, that one's good. that, that one- no, not party quotes. Shithead party.
You don't need it. That's for weaklings. Wait, what are you? I'm gonna kill you, Chris.
Oh, I thought you said energy pill.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I was like, and I'm like, huh? I wouldn't be surprised. So,
No, we can hear it. What? What?
what? This is horse shit.
You should keep it that way.
What? What fuck has made this character sheet?
What fuck ass made this campaign? Printing. Well,
Migration.
It auto-corrected Aquadan. Are there any on the shards of Rapshore? Well, these papers are bare.
No, they're papers.
How do we want
Draw.
to organize these?
I think organizing them based on topic would be the best.
Right.
Because we don't, if we organize them via handwriting, then topics are just gonna be jumping all over the place. I think having specific sections for specific topics would be helpful.
Right. Yeah. So are we done with these or? Okay. Okay. Should I use my big D20? 55 millimeters. Crafting that is going to be. It's kind of slightly
About
smaller than a
one.
tennis ball. Slightly smaller. I can't use it. What? That's a 35. The shooting star.
Time machine. Okay.
Okay. Right. So should we start organizing them and I can glue them.
Huh?
We're binding them.
I guess we should. I don't see anything. I don't see any other information that we haven't already gathered.
Right.
Reese is gonna do a quick look around to make sure there aren't any papers buried underneath other papers. And that's like the one paper that we needed.
Okay.
Rowan would never be that much of a rat bastard.
So that's a jack move. So you you spend time doing that. You spend time putting them together. As you're doing all of this, nobody will come over and he'll sort of take a look at these journals, which he's never seen before. He'll pick one up and he'll start sifting through it, and he'll be like, guys, what is this? What are these?
Those are journal. How much do you know about what happened to Kais today? Now what has become the Black Desert?
I don't know what Kais today is.
Oh.
I don't know what that word means.
It was 1,000 years ago, right, Ron?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
Mathel does the youth pastor, turns the chair backwards, sits down on it. Well, nobody.
Around 1,000 years ago, there was a war in the Outlands, and there was a large amount of forces marching on a city that used to be where the Black Desert is now. And to prevent that, a sort of group got together to create a device that could sort of take them out in one fell swoop there. And I believe that created the Black Desert in a way, but it also destroyed the city along with the troops. And those are journals sort of going through the whole process of getting it approved, and some diagrams like early blueprints, and then the aftermath of the guilt that the people who made it had.
And these notes are yours?
Is he talking about the Alphonsus notes?
No, I
What?
think it's talking about Arcorn's journal.
He's holding one of one of Arcorn's journals.
Oh, no, they were written by an individual named Archon, who was on that council, who was so racked with guilt that he was trying to create a device for him to use the plane of time to.
No. I mean
No.
these notes in here.
What is he?
The notes in here.
Oh no, those must be new.
What? Huh? I mean,
Can I see that?
Yeah, he has it too.
And I will open it. And is there new notes in the?
You open it, and you notice there are a handful of notes on the margins throughout this journal that you are holding. You are holding journal 3.
I believe these were. Do they look like Alphonsus'
You know
handwriting?
they look like the handwriting of the individual who wrote the full journal.
I believe these are notes by Alphonsus.
wait, hold on. When you say the individual who wrote the full journal, you
The
are talking about
full-
Alphonsus's journal,
The full
not.
the full journal of events, the 5th journal.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
the new journal.
I was genuinely like, there's no way Rowan just drops this on us in a 0.5 session. That fucking Arcorn is doing some weird shit somehow.
No, I haven't looked back at these. I've been looking more at the new stuff that we got, and then I was going to go back and.
So all 5 of these journals are all that? Because this one looks different. Well, they all look.
Yes, the fifth one, I believe, is sort of a diary written by Alphonsus. I've gotten a bit into it. It starts off around 6 years ago, stating that he had a dream about the Black Desert and the pyramid.
Okay. Mathil, you know what happened about 6 years ago, right?
The seal happened.
All right, session's over.
Session's over.
That's Ethan's campaign, not mine. Mathil, you know what happened about 6 years ago, right?
Yes, I do, and I also noticed that something happened with Son as well as me 6 years ago. So I think there might be a running theme here.
And then he sits down at this table. He's like, I guess we should get to reading them.
Yeah, we've already read through these papers.
He picks up the first journal and he flips into it. Starts reading. Methel, have you, Reese, have you also read these journals?
The journals, no, I haven't.
Okay. And then he's gonna hand you.
I left that to
He's
Matthew.
gonna hand you, the journal of events, the 5th journal. Hand that to you.
Okay.
And Mathel, he's gonna hand you journal 2.
Okay. Can I
Get
try
reading.
to bind the papers that we have?
You did that. That was the you were doing that. You did that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got a 30 on the crafting check, by the way.
I
That
don't
was from
care.
last
You
session.
you're fine.
Okay, so they're now bound.
Yeah, they are bound.
Good. Okay.
He hands you journal 2. Hands you Reese the key events. So
The Chronicle. Okay.
Yeah, we got captured shortly after I finished reading through them. So
you read through. We're gonna start with Reese. Reese, you read through key events. Or the chronicle. But I'm not gonna chronicle all of it. I'm not gonna read you the entire chronicle. I'm gonna read you key events that are key in your mind. 6 years ago, Alphonsus receives a vision about his sleep about a destroyed pyramid in the Black Desert. You notice then, 5 years-ish, he goes to see the Deliverer. But he doesn't call him the Deliverer, he calls him the name that I can't fucking think of right now.
Vaxilcon.
Thank you. The Steward. He leaves for the Black Desert 4 years ago-ish, give or take. With financial support from the Steward. There, he lives and researches and builds it up a little bit there, noticing you see him describe the floating rocks as he comes in. And the pyramid, you read him, I don't see him. You read, this isn't like the journal, the diary from Harry Potter where you just see, you're reading Tom Riddle's diary right now. He's about to come alive and kill you.
Yeah.
Basilisk. You get a description of what it looked like. It didn't have the symbol Asmodeus there. It didn't have any of the scaffolding. And didn't have the jail cells. Didn't have the barracks. Didn't have any of that. You also, in all of this, have not had any mention of any of his own abilities. Like, he doesn't have any abilities. Like, he doesn't seem to have any powers from the sounds of it. Because there are descriptions in there of things that he could be doing that's like, well, why didn't he just use his powers?
Because he didn't have his
Okay.
powers yet.
Yeah. But, as you read through, over the course of 3
Orvud?
years... Over the course of 3 years, he and Orvun help kill thousands in the name of Asmodeus.
Orvin?
Yeah, he and Orvun kill thousands. No, he lives there and researches there for over the course of 3 years. You notice how he starts to develop elemental powers just by being there.
Just like how that class.
What? No, we're stopping. What?
Isn't like I can't remember the class name.
Kineticist?
Yeah, isn't that like how
Nope,
that happens
not
to
at all.
Kinetis? Oh.
Okay. Glad to clear that up. No, that's not at all how it happens to kineticists. people start being sent to him by the steward. He writes their names down. First, an individual by the name of Roterica Odstead. Then, two individuals, Callista Nynet and Mary Leopold. Then Felros. They all come to help him there. They all claim to be sent by the Deliverer. He also mentions throughout this time being in contact with the Deliverer. Yeah. He also somehow, he doesn't really mention it in the notes or in this, but he is aware at a certain point he starts to mention a small group of adventurers who seem to be sticking their noses in where they shouldn't. And that keeps snowballing, and eventually you realize that this is you pretty quickly.
I wonder who those people could be.
That's not how you spell us. I misspelled us.
And then there is a passage that, or not a passage, an entry that is more of a rant from Alphonsus, describing how the Deliverer, how he went to the Deliverer saying, hey, let's just take him out. And the Deliverer said, no.
Then we walked up to the Deliverer and said, you're dead. And he said, okay.
Deliverer said no. And Alphonsus asked why, and he says, the reasons are beyond your understanding. So, he comes up with a plan to, without telling the Deliverer, he starts writing letters. Signed as A.
Which one of them is set to explode?
He said the first one, he sent the first one to kill you. That was the one that was set to explode.
He underestimated us.
Well, he barely knew you at that point. But yes, he did.
He still barely knows.
He doesn't know anything now, he's dead.
We
So,
think.
You think you know me? JPEG Mafia song starts.
I don't understand what this. Oh, after a while, he just details doing certain things around here, details more powers and the development of those, and the strength of them, and what he's becomes more and more capable of doing. And then he says there's another rant entry about the Deliverer, a message from the Deliverer saying that Mathil is in his possession. There is also, around this same time, a message, a description of Orvun and Soren killing a number of people. Quite a few people. Everyone but Marik, who he came back heavily injured. Then, a heavily injured, he helps nurse a heavily injured Marik, and he acquires new people. He has members of the cult that he was already eyeing to try and get him to join him, and he gets them. Nared Navra, Sviaban, well, those are the only three, he says, for now. Then, he discusses one day an individual with heavy armor, heavy black armor, showing up at his doorstep. Soft, not very, I don't know what the term is right now. It's not soft-spoken, but he's a man of few words, shows up at his door.
Wonder who this could be.
Says his name is Adani. Shortly later, he said he was given. He wanted. Oh my god, let me pull up their name.
Who says? Alphonsus or Adani?
Alphonsus. Yeah, Adani, that Adani section is right. He wanted an individual by the name of
Asian Black.
No.
Mathel Flame.
I'm looking for his last name. I can see his fucking first name, but I can't find his last name. His first name is Dyrin. Dyrin. Dyrin what, though? Where's his fucking...
Dyrin Danger. So, you got detention.
Dyrin doesn't have a last name, I guess. Okay, so Dyrin. A man by the name of Dyrin. He's a cultist, apparently. And then Alphonsus says that Dyrin ignored the call and sent a man by the name of Asian instead. Asian
I
Black.
got sent twice.
And Asian said that Dyrin had abandoned the cult. Completely.
I want to check some fucking Jaeger.
Okay.
Oh.
The old
Alphonsus,
man he was talking about.
No, that was someone else.
Alphonsus describes a couple things about Asian, how about he's not really fond of Asian, but he does recognize his innate ability to lie and deceive, and that gives him the idea to send Asian into the thing. But he can't. He requests this of the deliverer says no. And he keeps that on hold for a little while. Obviously. So
You mean request to send Asian
into
our party?
into your party, yes. To just get to know them, because he's like, if you don't want me to kill them, he's like, what if I do this? That's really what Alphonsus says, more or less. And even the deliverer says no.
Do we get another rant after that?
That is the
Stupid
rant.
fucking piece of shit. Fucking.
Yeah, he clearly at this point early on he clearly was liked the deliverer, and now he really does not like the deliverer. It's a relationship that has been deteriorating over time.
Piece of fucking fuck ass won't listen to my ideas.
Then there's there's the letter about the deliverer saying Mathel's here, and then right after that, a little bit after that, not a little bit. There's a while after that, there is a thing that he says. He says, "The deliverer is dead," and that's the whole entry. Then he goes into he enacts a plan that you've seen the roots of slowly building over the course of this journal. And this isn't a daily journal, this isn't a weekly journal, it's an intermittent journal. He just journals whenever he thinks about it, basically. So that's why it can cross over this amount of time. It's because there's periods of time where he doesn't journal for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you know? Anyway. Some of them are also as close as the same day or 2 days apart. Then he sits and complains. Then there is you can see that he built, there we go. You can see that he built over the course of time this plan. This plan about collecting the Forgotten Heroes, leading you guys here where you guys could be ambushed, or you could be on his turf, basically. Because he's like, he's gotten to the point where he recognizes your individual strength and the fact that you can kill a deliverer, something he couldn't dream of doing. But he's like, if he could do it here, he's like, I think I could have a chance. So he's like,
because he gets his powers from the Black Desert.
Sure. I mean, that's not. He gets his powers. He gets his powers.
His powers are better when he's there.
No, that is
Right.
not the impression you got. He is in control there.
Oh, okay.
And that is a main throw point through all of this. He clearly is a man who wants control. Deliver.
Deliver dead.
Is dead.
Kaput.
So he goes for the Forgotten Heroes. He collects Hopezion at the former location of the wall. He collects Nobody and Typhon in our. Typhon is killed in that battle, but being killed on the material plane just sends you back to your home plane when you're a powerful being like he is. He describes destroying Cyphalion with a monster that he controlled. And this is something he describes earlier in the journal about how he developed the ability to create elemental life. But it requires a great deal of concentration to do so, and time. It takes weeks to develop even a small elemental. He describes spending days developing a multi-element elemental. Or not days. Months. Like a month developing this. Wood, metal, ground, earth, whatever. Everything. Giant. He describes building a little, caravan thing on its back, too. Or having a little caravan thing built. Like, he built it out of the wood and stuff. Wood element, whatever. So that he and his troop could ride on the back of it like the elephants from Lord of the Rings. The Oliphants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
kind of like that, but bigger, because those are you saw its footprint.
Yeah.
And you describe him destroying Cyphelion in order to get to Faye, who wasn't in Cyphelion. You would know, but that's kind of glossed over. To your knowledge, Faye was not in Cyphelion, right? She was-
No, we're taking
yeah,
her with us.
no.
Neither of you got
Where did
anything
she
out of there.
go?
You just said no.
We had taken her with us, and then we had put other people in charge. But we're not sure where she went.
No, didn't she say where she was going after we got back?
Did she tell you?
Yeah.
I don't know what she told you. Either way, it doesn't really matter. So I finally wanted to try to get to Faye.
Well, no. I think she was in. Last we knew, before they were kidnapped, she was in Cyphelion because on the map there was a stone
That's
in
it, yep.
Cyphelion.
Okay, there you're right. So that happened. So that happens. Then he also describes. He says after that he's like, I know they've made their way into the Outlands now. He's like, now it's a matter of waiting. He's like, I'm gonna send Aesian in there. So he tells Aesian about this, and Aesian goes in. He also sends Sphia at this point, at the same point, to go to
Kills Overrex.
Manticore, yeah. To capture Zarvrax. To capture Zarvrax.
He's still alive, guys.
However, then a
Guys.
few weeks later, there is a little bit of a rant here about a mix-up between him and Nered, where Nered thought he wanted them teleported there, but in fact Alphonsus just wanted to talk to them and communicate with both of them at the same time. And Aesian and Sphia were both teleported to him in the Black Desert on accident, briefly.
That's
And this is where he describes being informed about Zarvarax's death. And also he says there were watchers on this meeting.
But he doesn't know how we were watching, how we
He
were
does
listening.
not know how you were watching, but he knows.
All right,
He says Adani believes it is them.
Hold on. So, he and Nered had a misunderstanding about wanting to.
Nered thought he wanted them to. He wanted Aesian and Sphia teleported there. Alphonsus just wanted to talk to them,
Just wanted to message them.
communicate with them in a visual
Okay.
manner, like a meeting, like in Avengers Endgame when Carol Danvers and Rocket Raccoon and Colonel James Rhodes all talk in a video hologram form. And Okoye is there too.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anyone.
Guys, I remember that session. Who else remembers that session?
It wasn't that long ago.
Wyatt, you remember?
Where am I?
So then the last couple of entries detail your arrival, you, the party, and also he describes about a journal that he started reading here, and he says, I don't know what these are for. He's like, but they seem to have the secret to killing a god. And that is the last entry. And that is dated a few days before his death. Mathel. You read Journal 2.
1 second.
Switching. No.
Okay.
You read Journal 2. And you can see he underlines numerous things. Particularly, there's a little section about the killing and creation of gods. He circles that whole entry. There is also a small note on the side there saying, "Is this what created me?" Question mark.
Is this what created what?
Me. Further on, he says there will be a handful. Further on throughout this, there are a handful of notes on match drifting. Well, Journal 2 doesn't have much about match drifting. I kind of just wrote all three of them together here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to pick out of my notes which one you would get. You read a section that he circled that you didn't really pay too much attention to last time. You did. I think I did tell you about this. I think you did read this, but I don't know if you paid attention to it, Ethan or Matho. About needing a catalyst for the shooting
Oh yeah,
star.
I knew that.
Yeah, he circles that and he puts these shards question mark on there for the powerful catalyst. I knew I mentioned the catalyst part to you. I just wasn't 100% sure.
Well, I thought the catalyst was a guy.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what it was, but he's saying
It still needs a
if we
powerful
were
catalyst.
yeah.
He says these
So
shards.
he's taking it in more like, well, does it have to be a guy? Like, can it work with something else?
Well, even Arcorn doesn't believe it has to be the guy.
Oh, okay.
He just says that was what was available. That was really what was available.
I thought it had to be like a guy.
From the sounds of it, no. You made
Okay.
that assumption. So you're not really reading it because you're just reading the notations. You already read the book.
Yeah, it's sort of like going back and reading through S the second time.
You're just reading the notations.
Mm-hmm.
So then you set that down and you pick up the fourth. You were holding the third one. Sorry, you were holding the second one. Third one is the one that's after a few after a time jump.
Yeah.
So, and that's the start of match drifting. Actually, there was the first bit of match drifting in Journal 2.
You said
But
I pick up Journal 3 or 4?
3.
Okay.
Why would you pick up 4?
Because that's what you said.
Yeah, because I just
Maybe-
misspoke. Why would you went from 2 to 4? What?
Well, maybe nobody was reading 3.
Nobody's
I don't know.
reading them, so he takes a lot longer.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody's reading.
He's not reading them, but he's like gleaning. He's like long-term
Glean-
gleaning. He's gleaning content, so he's speed reading it, but he's still
I don't
reading
believe
it.
I
It's
have
taking
to.
longer.
Okay.
So you pick up Journal 3, unless you want to pick up Journal 4.
No, I'll pick up Journal 3.
Okay, so Journal 3 and 4, actually, you pick. Yeah, I'll just say you read both of them, because Journal 4 is short, remember?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I have them both as the same thing. He has circled about the tuning fork, the Book of Serpents. He's really interested in the Book of Serpents. He circles an entire section about getting past the section of time, which was words that Arcorn used. He writes here, plans, question mark. And at the end of the entire thing, he circles the section that says, or underlines, in Sthelos I am waiting. He underlines that, a little arrow, and he puts the city, he writes, city at the end of time, question mark.
Did he at the end of time?
City.
Oh.
City at the end of time, question mark. And that's what you got from those. Nobody says, after a while he closes the first book, he says, there were not a lot of notations in there. But he says there are underlined locations like Sirvistia, Kaistade a lot. Something about a queen. He highlighted all of the names of the members of this convocation, except for Zalok, whose name he circled.
Um, in the
Members.
in the ones that I read, he circled a part on the killing and creation of gods. In the margins, he wrote, "Is this what created me?" And then he underlined various parts on match drifting, which is what Archon was calling the machine he was building later in life that I told you about. And then he also, so Zalok was used as sort of a catalyst for the shooting star, and he, in the margin, he questioned whether the shards of rapture could be used as a similar catalyst. And then in the other one,
Hold on.
yes,
You're telling me a man-made weapon did this, like that, in the Black Desert?
yes, that is what I'm saying.
And he's saying, Alphonsus is saying that it could kill gods?
So, Olzen's new deity, after he abandoned Pharasma, we are
Wait a
fairly
minute, he abandoned Pharasma.
Well, hold on. I have a question about that.
yes.
How did Orvun abandon a death god and get away with it?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me.
So essentially, Pharasma wanted Orvin to kill one of the members of the convocation, Zor, who has been keeping herself alive as sort of a way to atone for what she did. And Orvin was not very happy with doing that because he felt very strongly that he did not want to kill Zor, which obviously Pharasma wanted her dead because she's been alive for a very, very long time. And what happened is Orvin lost Pharasma's favor, but he gained another god's favor that we believe, we're fairly certain, was created when she was directly struck by the shooting star. And she has been burying people that Pharasma has somehow forgotten. Which he says that number of people that Pharasma has forgotten is growing. She also mentioned there being people on other continents and under the ocean, and a lot of people now here that this is happening to. But because she is also some form of death goddess, I believe that's how Orvin was kept alive.
More a being with deity level powers.
Yes.
Would be a better way of describing it.
But the Archon and everybody else hypothesized that something like this, something like a deity like her being created by the shooting star hitting them. They theorized that it was possible, but they weren't entirely sure. And Alphonsus circled that part. I'm not entirely sure by what he means by "is this what created me?" Because he wasn't hit with it, but he would have been spending a lot of time around the impact site.
Well, okay. So the deity was in the pyramid when it happened?
No, she was in Heistade, the city.
But the
At
pyramid had an impact in it. That I saw.
I think the pyramid was constructed later. I'm not entirely sure. Nothing's really mentioned it. It all just sort of.
Could I go back while he's talking about this to maybe look at the history pages that talk about Kaisude in
Yeah.
our see if it mentions anything about the pyramid more specifically.
No, they don't. A
They
lot of
don't?
them
Okay.
don't give context on Kaisude as a whole.
Okay.
Just on the
we know that
hit of the shooting star.
Okay.
we know that she was sitting at a fountain when it happened. Which I don't know. Because I believe the pyramid would have had to be constructed after, but there's nothing that states by whom or why.
Interesting. So,
Or perhaps like
this match drifting. So, Archon was so distraught with what he did. He tried to use match drifting to go through the plane of time.
from what it appears, yes. And he mentioned a book called let me pull up the full name here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. He mentioned a book called "The Book of Serpents, Ash, and Acorns: Shadows of what was and will be," stating that I believe it had information on that could help him do what he was trying to achieve. But I'm not
Yeah,
entirely
yes.
sure.
The book of the book of Serpents, Ash, and Acorns is a it's a book that it details information about the plane of time. It's a mythical book. It's not really believed to exist.
Right. In his last entry, it in his last entry he mentioned the plane of time not being kind the first time, and hoping for better, and so I review this. And it's sort of ambiguous whether he succeeded or not, but it seems like he got somewhere, at least. And in an entry a little bit before that, he said that he believed he had a lead on the book, and he sent out for it. But it was never mentioned past that, so I'm not sure whether he found it or not. But seems he found something, at least.
Okay. So, the shooting star can kill gods.
That's hypothetical. We know it can create them
If it's
under.
powerful enough to create a god, it's powerful enough to render one dead.
Probably. But again, we don't know the exact conditions of what happened.
What the conditions? What?
There could be various variables. But it's likely.
I don't know what you're saying, Ethan. What are you on? What?
I'm saying that
There are conditions.
it could have been a fluke, man.
That it created a god? He mentions here the Starstone itself. The thing that created Iomedae. If he believes this thing to be as strong as the Starstone, it can kill a god.
And if
we need to find a way how to make that.
I believe we don't have the journal that greatly details the blueprints.
What do you mean?
From,
Is there
from the
time
journal
missing
that
between like? Is this not all of the journals?
from what I've read, it doesn't seem like it, since it's there's a time gap between 2 and 3, right?
Yes.
There's a time gap between 2 and 3, and it sort of seems like the exact details that make it are left out of what we do have.
Lord Barber.
Well, so how did you acquire these?
We acquired them. We ended up finding Zor with the help of people that we met.
Whoa, hold on. You found Zor.
Yes.
What do you mean you found Zor? I know you said she's still alive. What?
When we were in Volindestir, there was a group of people that helped us, and we also helped them, and they gave us a little bit of information. I'm not sure exactly how helpful they were. But a lot of it was on the part of Orvan's new deity, who I believe has been helping to protect Zor from Pharasma's full sight.
Okay. So,
And she ended up giving us the journals.
could she give us some information about how to go about building one?
She could, but I don't think she would. I think
Yes.
it's not exactly something we can just say that we want to design it to kill a god. And even if we did just outright say that, I don't think she would tell us because of the guilt she still feels over what happened.
Who cares about the
He said
guilt?
that-
More people will die if we don't build it. As of right now, we have no real way of killing Asmodeus. We could go one by one through all of the Arc Lords. That's what Arc Devils, thank you. Arc Devils. And maybe run out of time, maybe die. Let alone we have to find them first. We have to know how to get them first, which we do not know how to anymore.
I know Zor mentioned the current queen of Sirbastir. Obviously, we'd have to get there.
We'd have to get to Sebastian. Well, I can get you to the Black Desert.
Maybe she'd be more willing to help us if she has any information, that is.
Yes. It's all a matter of getting there quickly there. I don't think an airship would be worth it.
I was just about to say that.
I don't think it'll work if it's... We're starting from too far away. It's gonna take the same amount of time to just walk there from the Black Desert. And this is all also ignoring everything that's going on here in
I don't know if we...
Hellspawn and in Jeef. There... We can handle Jeef. Opsion, Faye, myself, and... I guess that's it now.
Dex.
What about teleportation then?
I can teleport you. But I can't teleport you back. You'll have to get an airship or whatever they have there to come take you back, or you are just going to have to not return.
Well, if getting an airship here, you said would probably take the same amount of time as walking from the Black Desert.
Maybe. I don't know. I probably not. The Black Desert's a lot closer. I don't even know where Sirbastir is. I'm sure it's closer. It's I mean, unless it's somewhere between here and the Black Desert. But from the sounds of it, you guys have not been there either.
No, it's on the far coast.
Oh, it's on the far coast. So that means it is closer to get there by walking. All an
Why do
airship will
we-
do is cost us money that we do not have.
Right.
I do not have money. You do not have money. Or not enough to purchase an airship. I mean,
So we may have the ability. Let's say in the future we get the information.
all I have is what we have here. Money-wise.
Let's say in the future we get the schematics, the plans, whatever it may be, just the mere description of how to build the shooting star.
Yes.
How do we either A, get it to Asmodeus to kill him, or B, get him
Oh,
to
Reese.
it?
Reese, you.
I realize that it was coming out of my mouth already.
It's alright.
How do we get it to him or him to it to be able to use it?
Well, we don't even know where he is, right?
Well, we don't.
Or the ninth layer of hell, I assume.
It was a shooting star, right?
Yes, it was.
Doesn't that mean it arced across the sky?
Yes. But probably not interdimensionally.
Well, maybe it doesn't have to be interdimensionally. The concordance of the planes makes everything one plane.
No!
It's a convergence of them.
Are you suggesting, but I think you're suggesting, that we wait until the last moment?
Well, that's all we can.
I mean,
That's
it's
all we can do.
either that or
Either that or we kill the Archdevils
which
in
could
an
take
attempt to get to him.
which could take years. It took us 6 years just trying to figure out, a little less than 6, more like 5.5 years trying to figure out where each of them were, and we were each trying to find one all at the same time. Sure, look, you knocked down what, 3? The one I know, the one Hopesion knows, the one Faye knows.
We can't get to the one Lorelei knows. We can't get to the one Melina knows. We can't get to the one Jerry knows.
You can't get to the one Dex knows.
We would have to guarantee that it would work.
Yeah. So you'd have
And
to.
that's a big if.
That is a big if. You'd have to be sure that you have the exact same thing that they did in Kaistide.
Rowan, what was the time gap between them starting to build it and them
4 years.
using it?
4 years-ish, I think.
In the journals, it took them at least over 3 years to build it.
It took them 3 years to develop it.
And developed. Now. And Matthew, you said it's
It took thousands of years for the first wheel to be built, but it only took a few moments for the second one.
And Mathil, you said it's a big if. So are all of our other possible plans.
I know.
And we have the shards. We have 3 of them at least.
Methel, run down match drifting for me again.
Ethan has to run down match drifting to himself.
Apparently.
Let me just pull it up. Okay. Archon said that he needed a tuning fork that's tuned to the dimension of time, which has never existed. And then he, well, we don't know how successful he was, but could be, yeah. And then he believed that he'd be able to use match drifting to change time itself.
And you'd need a catalyst.
Yes.
He can use match drifting to change time itself.
Right.
Do you think he did that by going back? Well, he didn't. Do you think... I'm wondering if it's possible. What... to recreate match drifting. Or improve upon it.
If he was able to do it, then, I mean... But we don't really have that much information on how he did it.
No.
There is also the factor of he wanted to go back in time. Sorry, that's Chris talking. He wanted to change the past, if I'm remembering correctly. He wanted to change the past and make it. Was it so that they never developed or never launched? Or am I making everything up right now?
Both. I mean, both apply.
Yeah.
Well, one happens. One, if he does one, it leads to the other.
Yeah.
It's like
never developed.
He wanted to change the past so that they never developed the shooting star. It seems like it still happened. Now.
Yes, but what I'm suggesting.
And I'm not saying that to be pessimistic, like we can't do it. I'm just saying.
No.
Did.
Whatever he did didn't work. It's clear. But what if you could do what you did? What if you could add on it?
Well, we would need the book first.
Or maybe a queen who knows something.
And so I didn't know much about it. Let me look back at the numbers of the convocation.
I think you should head to Sirius too. Try and find the queen, discuss things with her, see where she can get you. I think this is the lead we should be following. I think this... Yes, it may take time. However, it seems we have a way to manipulate time. Spend another day in
Land.
Hellspawn. Discuss it with Soren and Orvun. See how they feel. See how they what determinations they come to. Be prepared. Get yourselves prepared. You can use the last of the money that I have here to gear yourselves up to leave. And you can head to Siristia. I can handle things here in Hellspawn for now. Hope Sion and I can. Faye can work on keeping Otrines, Thanask, and Chalo from imploding on themselves.
I mean,
This here in Hellspawn is for something after we
Yes,
stop the world
yeah.
from ending.
yes, of course.
We can't help you much more, Hope Sion, Faye, and I. Your knowledge about this and your abilities have begun to surpass us. I think you are the heroes now, maybe. Not us anymore.
Can I quote that?
Sure.
There were a shit ton of things that we could have quoted in this whole session. I want to put one that I really liked.
Yeah, you can quote any of this. None of this stuff is necessarily on wraps.
Yeah, it's not secret.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It should be
tell
secret.
everything.
No, we're not gonna tell them.
tell everything.
We're not gonna tell
Yeah. Yeah, me and you are the party now, Ethan. We're kicking those
Yeah.
two out.
Why don't we just leave now and then we just abandon?
They're loose cannons. We can't deal with them.
Yeah, no. Guys, I can't wait to get more party members this arc.
That was a good quote. I like
That
that,
was a good
one.
quote.
I came up with that one, I think. Well, I mean, it's not like...
On the spot.
Yeah, I didn't have that written down. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he planned for
But
us
I
to
thought you
talk about
planned
how
for
long.
I thought you planned for everything.
No.
I plan for every hallway that you can go to, every room.
That's like a movie quote.
It is. I've been watching a lot of movies recently, though, so it's... the Oscar noms came out, so I've been
Oh
on
yeah,
Oscar noms.
only recently you've been watching a lot of movies.
Yeah, I wrote.
The Oscar I mean, I watched. What is today? What time is it? 10:30. I woke up at 11 o'clock in the morning. I worked out until 1:30. Then ate food until about 2:30. Then I have been.
It took you an hour to eat food.
I was also
Shut
on the
up.
phone with my mom. And then I've been watching movies since 2:30 until here. I've watched Naiad, I've watched Maestro, and I've watched I don't even know what the name of the last one is. It was not very good. They're all Oscar nominated movies, and none of them have been very good.
None of them are good.
None of them have been very good.
Well, why would they nominate good movies, Rowan?
They have nominated good movies. I've just
Don't be
seen almost all of the good movies that they have nominated. I also watched Saltburn I also watched Saltburn yesterday, actually. That's not nominated for an Oscar, though.
Me when the salt is burning.
Saltburn was better than a couple of the other movies I watched yesterday, though. Or today.
Good thing this arc isn't going to have an antagonist.
The antagonist
Good
is
thing.
time.
Good thing nothing bad is gonna happen in this
Good
arc.
thing everything is going to go according to plan.
Yeah,
There's going to be
nothing's
no
gonna go.
antagonist.
Everything's gonna be hunky dory. All right. We're not. Nobody can even. Nobody's just gonna teleport us straight to Serbastir, because you can do that now. I said so.
We're racing about time.
Yeah.
Arc 3. It's about time.
Shut up. I hope you die. I hope you die. I hope your pillow. I hope both sides of your pillow are warm.
Arc 3. It's about.
I hate you. I hate you. Where did we leave off? Nobody was talking. We
He said
one
you're
more
the
day in
heroes
Hellspawn.
now. He
Oh,
said you're
yeah,
the
that's
heroes
right.
now, and then he died.
Yeah, no, and then he died.
Yeah. Spend the night here. Tell Soren and Orvin about this when they get back from their shopping trip tonight.
Right, yeah.
And take the money that is I can give you guys the money. You guys can go prepare for your journey and to take off tomorrow. I can teleport you to the Black Desert, but I cannot go with you. Or I shouldn't go with you. We have work to do here.
Thank you, nobody.
Yes, thank you.
I'll go get
I
that.
give nobody my thanks.
I'll go get my... He goes upstairs. He'll be, I'll be right back. He comes back down a little bit. And he sets down a thing, a bag. He's like...
A bag of holding.
It is a bag of holding. He sets down a bag of holding. He says,
A bag of
inside this
drop.
is, I believe, just under 20,000 gold pieces. Use this to prepare for your journey. Additionally, inside are a handful of other things that I'm not completely aware of. But they should be useful. They were things that
Russian planet.
Typhon decided to keep safe. And this is also a bag of holding, so that can also have some use.
You said it wasn't a bag of holding.
It is.
No, he did. He specifically said it was a bag of holding.
Okay, good. Now we can put it in Soren's.
And as he sets that down, that is where we're going to end this point 5.
The universe can't stop us.
All right.
Yeah, I would think that was pretty,
Only an hour and a half?
That was fun.
hour and 40, yeah. Only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened this hour and a half.
Nothing happened.
This was a pretty densely packed hour and a half.
Man, this campaign's so much more fun without the other two.
Yeah, honestly.
Quote that.
Can we just keep this way? Can we just keep going this way?
Quote that. No, we cannot keep this way.
What if we? What? Ethan, VC, personal VC, personal DM. Just.
What?
We're planning on how to get them out of the campaign, so it's just us two.
What?
I feel like I made it very clear. What I said. I said we're planning how to kill the other two, so it's just us two. That campaign
That's probably
should
the
have
most
another possible.
densely packed hour and a half we've had ever.
Yeah, probably. It helps that there's only 2 of you.
It does.
Yeah. We can start only doing 2-on-1s from now on, I think.
This session added.
Nothing
think
happened, so.
I think 5 pages of notes.
So, in that bag of holding are 19,823 gold pieces, 341 silver pieces, and 1,123 copper pieces. FYI.
All right.
Can you say that again?
No. And then that is all. That is all. And that is not all that's in
Good
there.
thing it's on recording.
But you do not know what else is in there, and you will find out next
All right.
session.
So I have
Yeah.
the last note that I took this session was plan. Go to Seer Bastir to talk to Queen. Get as much info on Shooting Star schematics, blueprints, instructions. Get as much info on match drifting. Make Shooting Star. Change time. Win. Simple
Yeah.
as.
That's right. We're going back in time.
That's right. We're going back in time to get the Shooting Star off the planet. Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
No, that's what Arcorn was doing.
Yeah, that was Arcorn was doing.
All right.
Arcorn didn't go back in time. He goes forward in time on accident, and he meets you.
Fuck.
And he says,
Oh, hi there.
he's like, wake up. You must
Wake
help
up,
me.
you fucking idiots! Arcorn is actually... Mathel wasn't actually woken up by the liver. Mathel was woken up by Arcorn.
Yeah. Was Arcorn the whole time?
This massive fucking twist Rowan just pulls on us this far into the campaign. It was never the deliverer. Alright.
Wait, but what happens when we go? Wait, like what happens to the future when we go to the past?
Yeah, what time travel system are we using? Are we using like
Yeah.
Back to the Future? Are we using Endgame? Are we
Terminator.
You'll find out. Or you won't.
Yeah, no. Okay.
If we fail.
I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
That was fun.